When the cameras are off and the applause fades, what remains is the quiet truth of human connection. For Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, decades of marriage have been shaped not just by shared laughter or public appearances, but by countless private moments where love demanded honesty, patience, and courage. This story is not about celebrity spectacle or headline drama. It is about what happens when two people face life's hardest questions together. When devotion calls for truth over comfort, and when presence matters more than perfection. It is a story that reminds us the strongest relationships are those willing to confront difficult realities together, embracing vulnerability and choosing love even when life is uncertain. A love the world thinks it knows to the public, Mark Consuelos has always appeared confident, steady, and self-assured, a figure who seems effortlessly in control. But for Kelly, he's far more than a public persona. He's an anchor, a collaborator, a partner who knows her fully. Their love has long felt genuine to viewers, yet moments like the one he recently shared reveal its quiet, profound depth. It is not built on romance for the spotlight, but on years of understanding, trust, and shared experience. The distinction between public admiration and private truth is crucial. While the world sees charm and chemistry, Kelly experiences patience, support, and the steady warmth of someone who walks beside her unconditionally. That trust allowed Mark to speak openly, even when his words carried weight, and allowed Kelly to listen with full attention, fully aware of the love behind them. A private conversation with lasting impact. The conversation that would shift Kelly's perspective occurred away from cameras and audience eyes, in a space where both could speak honestly without performance. Mark spoke thoughtfully about life, time, and the values he wanted to leave behind. Not possessions or accolades, but presence, gratitude, and care. He shared a wish that was as simple as it was profound, that Kelly continue to live fully, laugh freely, and embrace joy, even if he were no longer able to walk beside her. The intimacy of the moment rendered it sacred. It was not dramatic or shocking, but deliberate and purposeful. By choosing honesty, Mark invited Kelly into a space of deep reflection and trust, a place where love, not fear, guided every word. A love story built to last. The significance of Mark's wish is rooted in a lifetime of shared history. From their first meeting on a television set to their quiet elopement and decades of raising a family together, Kelly and Mark's relationship has thrived on partnership rather than spectacle. They navigated demanding careers, public scrutiny, and parenting challenges, growing individually and as a team. What sustains them is not perfection, but consistency, showing up, supporting each other, and adapting over time. Their love has always been reinforced by shared choices, small gestures, and the simple act of remaining committed through everyday pressures. That foundation gave Mark's words their gravity. They were the culmination of a life thoughtfully built together, rather than a fleeting sentiment. The wish that broke. Kelly's composure Mark's request was beautiful in its simplicity and devastating in its emotional honesty. He asked Kelly not to let grief consume her if the unimaginable occurred, but to continue laughing, loving, and choosing joy. The request forced Kelly to imagine a future she had never wanted to consider. Her tears were not from panic or fear, but from the depth of Mark's selflessness and thoughtfulness. Even in contemplating loss, he was focused on her happiness, demonstrating a love that prioritized her life and well-being above his own absence. This reaction was intensely human, a mixture of awe, gratitude, and vulnerability that reshaped Kelly's understanding of what love can mean when it is unconditional and anticipatory. Not a goodbye, but a perspective shift. It is important to recognize that Mark's words were not a farewell or a sign of immediate loss. Rather, they represented a philosophy of living shaped by time, reflection, and intention. As he has grown, Mark's focus has shifted from fear of endings to appreciation for the present and foresight for the future. His wish was not about letting go, but about ensuring that love remains alive and transformative even in circumstances of change. By framing the conversation as guidance rather than admonition, he demonstrated that confronting life's uncertainties can deepen gratitude for every shared moment. His words were rooted in hope, optimism, and enduring care, reminding Kelly and all of us that love is strengthened, not diminished, by thoughtful reflection on life's fragility. A wave of emotion beyond their home. When this story reached fans, the response was profound. People connected deeply to the sincerity of Mark's wish, recognizing in it reflections of conversations they had long avoided in their own lives. His openness challenged traditional notions of strength, showing that courage can be quiet, intentional, and compassionate rather than loud or performative. Fans admired the depth of Kelly's emotional response and the way the couple modeled trust and authenticity. Beyond celebrity fascination, the moment resonated because it reflected universal truths: that love requires conversation, that honesty carries power, and that facing life's difficult questions with someone you trust can transform relationships. The story reminded viewers to speak, to listen, and to cherish moments often taken for granted. Kelly's promise and inner transformation. In the aftermath, Kelly responded with a promise of her own. She vowed to carry Mark forward not through sorrow, but through purposeful living. She committed to embracing life fully, to seek joy deliberately, and to nurture the love they shared in daily action. Those close to her noticed a shift, a deeper presence in conversation, a gentler approach to connection, and an awareness that each gesture carried weight. The tears that had once reflected fear and vulnerability became a source of gratitude. Kelly's transformation illustrates how facing difficult truths can expand emotional awareness rather than diminish it, showing that conscious presence in the everyday is one of the most profound expressions of love. Quiet strength and intentional love. Mark's role in this intimate moment revealed a subtler form of strength. True courage, he demonstrated, is not in controlling outcomes, but in wanting the best for someone even in circumstances you cannot control. His wish was not about stepping back or relinquishing care, but about ensuring Kelly's light continues to shine. In understanding this, Kelly did not perceive absence or loss. She perceived love, intention, and continuity. Together, they chose vulnerability over denial, presence over avoidance, and honesty over convenience. Their story reminds us that the deepest love does not demand dramatics. It is patient, intentional, and enduring. The lessons of time and devotion. This moment offers universal insights beyond the personal lives of Kelly and Mark. It illustrates that true partnership requires openness, the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and the ability to honor each other's emotional needs with care and compassion. It teaches that love is not static. It evolves, and sometimes it asks for foresight, sacrifice, and courage in the quietest of moments. The way Kelly received and responded to Mark's wish model's emotional intelligence, showing that vulnerability can coexist with resilience and that grief can be transformed into purpose and appreciation for the life shared. Carrying love forward. The impact of this conversation is ongoing. Kelly integrates the message into daily life, carrying Mark's intent forward through her choices, interactions, and reflections. The emphasis is not on dwelling on absence, but on embracing presence. Laughter, tenderness, and deliberate joy become forms of tribute. The story demonstrates that love, when nurtured with honesty and compassion, transcends circumstance. It is sustained through intention, memory, and the willingness to choose connection over retreat. This is the gift Mark gave Kelly. A reminder that the enduring power of love is found not only in being together, but in living fully, consciously, and gratefully. Conclusion. Love Beyond Words. The narrative of Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa, illuminated through this deeply private wish, is a reflection of the human capacity for empathy, courage, and devotion. It transcends celebrity, offering lessons about how love is expressed, maintained, and deepened over time. It shows that relationships are strengthened not by avoiding hard truths, but by facing them together with grace. Through intention, presence, and vulnerability, they model a love that does not fade, even as circumstances shift. This story encourages reflection on our own connections, reminding us that the strongest bonds are those in which honesty, trust, and care guide every choice, creating a legacy of love that endures far beyond any single moment.